I grew up here in San Diego, born and raised, kind of like a unicorn. That's very rare to be born and raised and live in San Diego your whole life. I work for a local utility company here. I'm married and have no kids, but I have 3 dogs, so I'm a dog dad and love to golf, and that's pretty much me. Life before a smile was just kind of like living in the shadows, so to speak, just kind of never showing teeth in a smile. That was like, never do that. Covering my mouth when I was talking. There's little like tips and tricks you become accustomed to not show your teeth, and then you never know how much you weren't showing them until you have a pretty smile and you have to like learn to smile again. So my teeth issues date back from when I was just a little guy. I knocked my teeth out riding a bike and it was just downhill from there. Once everything grew back in, I was actually missing one of my adult teeth right next to my front tooth. So it was like a very prominent tooth in my smile that I was missing. And so that's the one I always had, like a fake tooth on my retainer, or even when I went through braces, I had like a fake tooth on the actual braces to kind of even out my smile. And so when you're like in college or you're beginning to date, the last thing you want to do at dinner is take out a retainer with your fake tooth on it and like that whole deal. So I ended up not wearing it. And what happens when you don't wear your retainer is your teeth kind of get a little elbow room and they go wherever. And so I had a smile that was under par, let's say. So my grandmother was like a huge inspiration and push for me to get my teeth done. I talked to her like you would talk to a best friend. It's very like open and just kind of back and forth. One day she was just like staring at me while we were eating. I'm like, what are you looking at? She's like, your smile is ugly. And I was like, Grandma, like everyone I tell that story, they're like, I can't believe she said that. But like for me, it was just kind of like, you're right, like what am I doing? My experience at Dr. Winter's office was unlike any experience I've ever had at a dental office. Bree, who works in Dr. Winter's office, is my wife's best friend. She was the maid of honor in our wedding. She was another driving force, just like my grandmother was. So just come in for a consultation. So I went in and Dr. Winter was amazing. She's like, oh, we can easily make your smile perfect. And she gave me the confidence. She gave me some assurances that we can do this. And for a reasonable amount of money and everything will be great. And she was right. So we decided the most necessary step, instead of doing like Invisalign, was to go into like your typical traditional orthodontics. And so that process took roughly 13 to 14 months. And then after that, after the braces were done, we jumped right in and were able to do the cosmetic portion. Her artistry is, she is an artist, she really is. And she's down to the most minute detail. So in my specific case, there's even some shading that's painted in between the bridge to make it look like those 2 teeth have a gap in between there. And it's those little details that I don't think you can find in just your average cosmetic dentist. You just can't. I would 100% recommend Dr. Winter at Espire Dental to anyone, not just friends and family. I enjoy going to their office. The people are great, like my teeth are awesome. My smile's great. Even I enjoy getting my teeth cleaned now, which is like, who enjoys that? Life before I had a nice smile, it was just different. I was always a very outgoing person, but I felt like there was one thing that was just limiting me from like really breaking through and exemplifying like who I actually am as a person. And that, in social settings and in professional settings, and having my teeth look the way they do now is just fully opened, my personality, everything, confidence. It's all around in social settings and in professional settings. It's been a great upgrade to my life. Espire Dental is where excellence in dentistry meets inspired hospitality.